that one had to be called the Iliad Award. So, and that's the one we're going to talk about first. And this year, the Iliad Award, they're both displayed right here in front. I hope you can see them. They're really nice pieces. They're awarded for extreme dedication and exemplary effort in support of the Hellenic Preservation Society of Northeastern Ohio in pursuit of its goals and its mission. And this year, the award was voted unanimously, as both awards were, to Maria Casci. Now, I probably shouldn't read Seth's introduction just yet. So anyway, Maria is a Clevelander, and born in Cleveland, and she's a lifelong, her family started on the west side of Cleveland and attending Annunciation Church at which she was baptized there. And some of her earliest memories, she says, were being on with her family on the bus going to St. Demetrius Church from there. But eventually, she moved to the east side with her family and became a member of St. Constantine and Helena, where her grandfather was also a founder of that church. And Maria has been an active member of our church ever since. So active, in fact, that she is celebrating this event in Rome. So we will be, except she's not even here to get her award. I asked her, would you be here in late January? She said, oh yeah. I told her she got the award. She says, oh, guess what? I'll be in Rome. So anyway, God bless her in Rome. But after graduate school at Case, Maria stayed active in the church, and she taught Sunday school. She had 2 terms on the parish council, and twice chairing the St. Constantine and Helen Festival. And it was around this time that she joined the Hellenic Preservation Society. And she has been an HPS member ever since, holding several positions on the board, and had 2 terms as president. And she was program chair, program committee chair, the membership co-chair, the strategic planning committee, and she had an active role in helping the HPS board update its strategic plan, which will hopefully guide us as we move into the future. And more recently, she co-chaired with Renee Sadler the authors event for the Manessis Corporon last November, which was really a beautiful event and a great success. So accepting for Maria Casci would be Paula Calamaris, and Maria did submit an acceptance speech.
This is from Maria. I would like to thank President Dean Peters and the entire board of HPS for this exceptional honor. HPS is an important part of the Greek community in Northeastern Ohio. I am grateful for the acknowledgement of my work for the organization. Since my retirement, I have been traveling quite a lot. I apologize for missing the opportunity to accept this honor in person.
Let me present this to you. You're supposed to be accepting. Put that down. Okay, thank you. The next award is the Odyssey Award, and that is awarded to a leader in our community whose life exemplifies the finest ideals, principles, and traditions of Hellenic culture. And this year, and this is the first year of it, Emmanuel Ermides. You don't get up to accept it. Well, there's a bio here. Within the Hellenic community, Emmanuel Ermides is a household name. Emmanuel, his wife Maria, and their 4 sons are members and supporters of various Greek Orthodox churches, monasteries, various ethnic societies, in which they support financially, but also in time and spirit, and often that's more important, year in and year out. And included among these is the Annunciation Church, Cleveland, and the city's mother church, of which he served on the board for 5 years, 1 year as vice president and 2 years as president. He also served as president of the Greek Pontian Society for 18 years, and 7 as vice president, and he's still going. Currently, Emmanuel holds a position of vice president, is it still vice president? Of the Pan-Pontian Federation of the US and Canada. He chairs the annual Greek Independence Day Parade in Cleveland for how many years? A few. Okay. Well, that's coming up in about 2 months. Emmanuel and his family constantly show their love and support to the Greek community through their acts of service and generosity. Many here have known Emmanuel for many years, but Emmanuel is a man of such high energy and sincere purpose that those of us who only know him for a couple more recently feel like have known him forever. And any ethnicity in this city would be glad to claim him as theirs, but we Hellenes are the lucky ones enough to have him. And so HPS is proud to honor him with this first Odyssey Award. Now,
ladies and gentlemen,
sit down.
no, it's okay. Obviously, none of this would have happened without the support of my wonderful wife, Marina. My 4 boys are here, Konstantinos, Georgios, Anastasios, and Panayotis. And my family is here. Most of them, my friends are here. And you are all my friends, because you're either Greek or Philo-Greek. I want to thank HPS, I want to thank God, I want to thank Father Restanos, Konstantinos, Anastasios, Father, for all that has been given to me for the last 62 years. We truly support a lot of Greek societies because I believe from my heart that there is a rollover effect. Whatever I do today is going to come to the Greek society tomorrow, or will open up doors for my children. And that's the most important thing, to open up doors. I watch myself, we support each other, and of course, we want the best for all. So, going back to my heritage, my Greek Pontian roots, και είμαι 100% Πόντιος, θα πω, I believe in the history that is given us, and I believe in the chain, την αλυσίδα, the chain. What people gave us, what history gave us. And if I can start from Socrates, I truly have read him. His student was Plato. And whose student was Plato's? It was Aristotle. And whose student was Aristotle? It was Alexander the Great. Truly the biggest, truly great chain. And from there we learn. Every day we learn. Now, going forward, fathers of history. There's so many fathers of history that most of them are Greek. I can't even name them. But from them, we learn that this is a great society. We learn that Greece has given so much to this world. I can start from thousands of years ago, but even today, if we look at the biggest and most important spectacle in the world, which is the Olympic Games. That Greek flag is always first. Why is that Greek flag first? Because we Greeks have given so much. And in respect to the rest of the world, we're going to keep on giving and giving, and that's the reason I am here. I truly am humbled for this award, but I cannot have done it without you, and this is only really the start. We will keep on giving more. My family has supported many people in the past, and we will keep on doing this, and I can't find a better place in the world to be than right here. Thank you so much.
We'll be getting to dessert shortly. At this time, Jonathan Camburis is there. Okay, we're going to cue up. He's got 2 slides to show you about the Greek Hellenic Garden, and he is the executive director of that operation. So, come on, get this queued up.
It's actually 3 slides.
What?
Good evening, everyone. Okay, good. All right, so I appreciate everyone and especially HPS for allowing me the smudge of opportunity to come up here today. As Dean mentioned, I'm Jonathan Camburis, and I am the director for the Greek Garden Association of Cleveland, which is the sponsoring 501c3 nonprofit organization for the Greek Cultural Garden in Rockefeller Park. So I would first like to express my gratitude, of course, to Dean Peters on behalf of the Hellenic Preservation Society's Board of Trustees for carving out time in this annual meeting. On a personal note, I would like to thank the Society for stepping in to support my grief when my father passed a little over a year ago. They worked hard to initiate a smooth transition when I was called to other actions, of which my dad certainly played a posthumous role. I also want to acknowledge tonight's keynote speaker, Seth Pevnik. Amongst his many experiences and expertises as the curator of Greek and Roman art at the Cleveland Museum of Art, I cannot in any way touch his experience or knowledge, but I think we can all agree that his expertise is a gift to all Greeks in northeastern Ohio. It is with these rich cultural gifts that Cleveland has and no one else does. And it is fitting that the founding vision of the Greek Cultural Garden was as the gift of Greece to civilization. For those who are unfamiliar, the Greek Cultural Garden and the Hellenic Preservation Society are in many ways sister organizations. Our board consists of Mr. Lou Frangos and his late brother Gus, and now Gus's son John, Gary Thomas, Jim Tracus, Alex Rokakis, Andy Chikalis and his wife Faith, and myself as the director of the organization. We have ultimately and assured that the garden and HPS strengthens one another through our values as we continue to participate and program together. So, that was some good stuff. Now for the better stuff. Tonight I am excited. I'd like to tell you about some of the progress that we have made all together at the garden and our current task to preserve and grow this space collectively and as a living testament to Hellenism. So as you see here, the Greek Cultural Garden, this is a snapshot of a sign that I put together with help from my contact and colleague, former colleague in the Canalway. They have tried and tested a standardized signage throughout their region and all of their sites. So I thought, let's try it out. Let's try to work together on creating a mock-up of what could be. We need signs. So we streamlined this and we put it up for One World Day, and it became a really successful campaign. This effort soon became a broader initiative to encourage pedestrian and pedway traffic through the Cleveland Cultural Gardens at large. I identified a missing link, frankly just recently, that the gardens are not at all a part of their Canalway network. So how could that be that the Lakefront Nature Preserve, which is at the head or tail, depending on which way you're traveling through the gardens, and at the bottom of it, or the front, all the museums and amenities in the University Circle are there. So it's quite a missing link if they're on the same route on MLK. So as the committee has worked together on behalf of that application development committee, we have secured a significant grant from a private foundation to fund a smartphone application for the gardens at large and include an audio tour of each garden that is narrated by Cleveland's most prominent newscasters, which allows visitors to engage with the gardens in a completely new way. The committee is aiming to launch this by One World Day in August, if not sooner. Of the 3 gardens, ours was one of the first to compile our interview and audio tour. So this is an exciting agreement that we have spearheaded. On the right side is actually now a bit more information. The joint use agreement between the City of Cleveland and the Greek Garden Association of Cleveland has been signed, has been accepted, and we are now excited to spearhead the capital improvement grant for roughly $250,000 from the state capital funds that will be administered through the Ohio Department of Natural Resources. So we're thrilled to announce that, and I'm gonna enter. Perfect. So these are some of the progress pictures currently. The one that sort of kind of cut out there, and my statement didn't actually peer through, but nevertheless, we're extremely excited that these funds are primarily going to support the carving of the natural stone, the materials of the stone itself, the clay that you see here that's creating the model itself. And the first panel's done, second panel's being created, and the last picture on the left would be Sappho. And you know, she's just a delicacy in this piece, full of men. So we're really excited to have her a part of this frieze and be sort of an inspiration for all of those poets out there who are really in need of that in our current climate. So materials, labor, transportation, hopefully will be all covered in this, but it represents a monumental step forward. So the progress of this model, it starts here, it then gets scanned into a 3D rendering. At the end of it, it sort of scarfs the surface with laser technology, and then the real work of the carving begins. So we're fortunate enough now to have both pieces, the clay and the stone. All right, last slide here. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't tell you the grant isn't enough. So here's the reality. The approximate cost of just the frieze alone is $200,000. So what remains is then the overhead, which inflation has definitely impacted this, transportation, insurance, and the creation of security, an enclosure, and cameras technology. So we are fortunate, actually just in the past 2 weeks, that the gardens are now lit. We have now lighting that shines through on East Boulevard and on Martin Luther King, and that is really all thanks to Mr. Lou Frangos through his meetings with City Council, and not to mention Jim Tracus through constant meetings at the city. So round of applause to them both. So tonight, I'm humbled to issue a director's challenge. The fact is, the garden was supported for years through this community, and with this community, it will become a civilization. And so I humbly say, high tides do lift all ships. By supporting one another, we can build something truly extraordinary. Our work is not just about preserving stone, it's about preserving the stories, the values, and the aspirations of our Greek American community here in Northeastern Ohio. So before I close, I would like to share a brief reflection. This past summer, we were fortunate to honor the late Ted Theodore with an honorary board position. Ted shared his memories of attending the Greek Cultural Garden's original dedication 84 years ago, alongside Archbishop Athenagoras and Foreign Minister Kimon Dimitropoulos. It was a deeply moving experience to hear his testimony before he took eternal rest. His words remind us of our sacred responsibility to honor those who came before us and inspire those who will come after us. This garden is more than just a landmark. It's a living legacy and a space that embodies resilience, beauty, and the strength of people. May the memories of the people who I mentioned today, who have passed, as well as the ones who I have unmentioned, be eternal. I'd like to thank each of you for your time, your passion, and your commitment to these organizations. Together we can and will elevate each other and continue the work of preserving and celebrating Hellenism. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. And I neglected when I was asked Jonathan to come up that he's the immediate past president of HPS, and we thank him for his service to our group as well. So thanks again.